Alright, you're traveling to Pakistan, and I'm sure one person you know was like, are you crazy? You're going to Pakistan? Is it even safe? So let's get it out of the way. If you want to travel to Pakistan, Pakistan is currently safe for all travelers of all genders. Now, there are still security issues in, more remote areas of the country, but after years of struggling with violence and terrorism, many places in Pakistan are now safe for locals and foreigners alike. It is not the easiest country to travel, it's not a 5-star luxury resort in Dubai, but it's a great place for travelers seeking adventure and just beautiful nature. So in short, yes, Pakistan is safe and it's worth a visit. So one thing is female solo travelers. I actually met several of them and they didn't have any problems in Pakistan. Just be aware that you might need to be cautious in some situations. But overall, they told me that they were always respected and had no problem and were just, blown away by all the friendliness they received in Pakistan. So how do you get around? In cities, the best way to get around is Careem, which is like the Uber app. Just be aware that people will ask you, when you order a car, they will ask you where you are before they come to pick you up. But for example, if you want to go to a very remote area outside, the city, it doesn't make sense for the drivers to go there because they don't get paid enough by the app. So that's why they ask you and always want to make sure before they pick you up. Now you can travel from city to city by bus or rent a driver yourself. Just be aware, as some roads are different than the ones you might be used to from home, especially high up in the mountains. These roads feel more like a roller coaster. And, hence buses and cars move slow. So, you might just see it's 20 kilometers on the map, but it might take 3 hours to get there. Plan ahead and just plan ahead, the favorite sentence of every German. Now there are all types of hotels across the country, from budget rooms to a few hostels and also luxury hotels. Booking sites such as Hostelworld and Booking.com are, most commonly used, worked for me perfectly. And be aware, prices can be negotiated to the extreme. Now, whenever they tell you the price, just ask if they have a cheaper room. And I'm telling you, on many occasions, I managed to get half of the initial price. Now, one thing as well that is very popular in Pakistan is couch surfing. Now, I've done that as well there and had very pleasant experiences. And it's also a cool way to get to know the locals. Which leads us to the next point, get to know the people. And yes, this is a traveling tip for Pakistan because you will learn so much and get to know the country and see things you normally wouldn't see. And the friendliness of the people really can be overwhelming in Pakistan. Like during my trip, I was invited for lunch, dinner, and staying at people's houses, and this happened to other travelers as well. It's crazy. Like if you go there, you will have to refuse those offers because there's just so many. People really are extremely friendly there and just are happy that you're visiting. So be open for this. They don't want to scam you or there's no catch. They just want to be friendly. The people of Pakistan may be the best thing about Pakistan. So how do you get into the country? First things first, they recently launched the e-visa, which makes it very easy to get into the country. From how I understand it, the price depends on nationality and the length of your trip. So, for example, me as a German, I had a single entry 2-month visa and it cost me $35 US. Just be aware, the application says the process may take up to 7 days, but it depends, Some travelers said for them it just took 1 day, others said it took several weeks, so apply in advance, Be more German, do it in advance. Now, if you do the e-visa, this is very important. You will have to upload hotel bookings, the confirmations. And I wanted to be more flexible. I didn't exactly know the route, so this is how I did it. I booked hotels that I can cancel without cost on Booking.com. Then I sent the reservation to the e-visa system. I got approved, and then I canceled the bookings and booked my stays when I was in the country. Then I could also do couch surfing and just be more flexible. Sneaky, I know, but it works. Now, Pakistan has the huge Himalayan mountains and the sea in the south. So depending on when you come, you might not be able to reach certain spots. So just have that in mind. May to October is generally considered the best time to travel to Pakistan as there's little to no snow in the entire country. And the summer holidays make the country rather lively. Now, this is the best time to travel to the northern reaches of the country, where there's the beautiful valleys and the stunning peaks. And you'll be able to reach them because there's no snow. Also, this is the peak season for trekking. Now, November to April is also a good time to travel to Pakistan if you go to the right places. This is the best time if you want to travel to Punjab, Balochistan or Sindh. These are the places where summer can be really unbearable, too hot. And you know, the winter weather will be very pleasant. Now, Pakistan can get hot depending where you are, so pack light clothing. You know, it can get very, very hot. If you go to the mountains, make sure to bring some warmer stuff. And if you plan to trek, bring good shoes and gear. I feel like your mom. Bring good stuff. Now, most urban dwellers in Pakistan speak, write and understand, degrees of English. But I recommend you to acquire a few stock phrases in Urdu, the language they speak. It just makes your journey smoother. Now, Pakistanis are really friendly, and if you hear you're making the effort to learn a bit of the language, it's a very good way into every Pakistani's heart. Now, to say thank you, you say shukriya. And for hello, you can say salam. Now, when you want to make someone especially happy when they ask you about Pakistan, say Dil Dil Pakistan, which is like Heart Heart Pakistan. It's the unofficial anthem of Pakistan, and yeah, this phrase helped me out a lot at those military checkpoints. When they ask me, what are you doing here? I'm like, Pakistan's so nice, Dil Dil Pakistan. And it's a nice song, check it out. Now, carry some cash with you at all times. Pakistan is still catching up, on paperless transactions and relies heavily on the cash. While you should have your bank card with you and there's ATMs where you can withdraw cash, this might not be available all the time. And I just don't want you to be sitting in a mountain village, waving with your credit card. Not gonna work. Now, don't forget to bargain. It's part of the culture, and don't feel bad. Pakistan is a heaven for bargain shopping, and most of the vendors are open to haggling. So just be ready to spend some time at each stop if you want to really score a cool thing at a reduced price. Now, a local guide can always be a big help because they just know how much things should cost. Now, I'm sure you will have so much fun in Pakistan. It's really a great country with fantastic people. Just make sure not to miss these things you do not want to do in Pakistan while being there.